Okay, so I went to the ScrapFest crop again this year, and it came close that I couldn't make it, but I did do it, and it went well. Had fun. I made these cubes out of cardboard. And um, I used Pinterest and just found stuff on the internet to help me figure out how to make stuff. This particular thing is table decor, and I'm making some giant dice. I guess they're not as giant, not as big as some of the other people who were there did, but anyway. So yeah, I used a ruler. These didn't turn out as actual cubes. Like I didn't measure properly or didn't fold it properly or something, and so the pieces weren't exactly square and stuff. But it wouldn't be my project. I've said this many times, probably in almost all my videos. But anyway, yeah, it wouldn't be my project if it were perfect. And I think in the end, the imperfections and the mistakes and the wonkiness and stuff added to the charm of them. And I originally thought that I would make them into a box with a lid and so that it could hold some of the stuff that I was going to take with me to work with, like my pencils or my scissors or whatever. Excuse me, my scissors or whatever. But I hadn't been feeling well for a long time, and I was just coming down to the wire and running out of time as usual. And so I just made them into an actual. Well, it's not a box basically. It's just a decor piece, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty self-explanatory here what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm using an empty tape roll for some Scotch tape, for the size of the dots, or the pips, or whatever those things are called, the black dots on the dice. And like I said, I used the internet to help me figure out how things should look and stuff. So this was a printable. What I was using as inspiration for this dice is it was a printable, but mine needed to be bigger than the print, so I just looked at the picture online and figured it out. If you hear some weird bells and whistles, I'm getting emails and stuff, and it makes a sound whenever. So yeah, what was I saying? Right. So things that I made for this crop were just inspired. The things that I looked on, the photos that I looked at were much better, of course, but with not much time and not feeling my best and stuff. I did the best I could. Now, I had a lot more plans for things to make, but they didn't work out. I didn't complete anything for table decor. I didn't complete anything other than these dice. But you'll see later on I included some of the other things. Because of course I had to make something for costume and stuff. This was a very, very challenging theme for me this time. This was like the most challenging theme yet. And they usually are pretty challenging, but the theme was Casino Viva Las Vegas. And I know nothing about casinos except that people go there to go to casinos to gamble and Las Vegas and stuff. I know very little about it. And if it weren't for Franklin, I probably wouldn't have dressed up this time, which would have been a shame because it's one of my favorite parts of these events is to dress up. But yeah, he helped me find the inspiration, and he actually helped me build it, and you'll see that a little bit later on too. So yeah, I'm still working on this dice. I left a lot of the footage, but it's sped up. I don't know if you can tell that it's sped up. Yeah, you kind of can when I'm scribbling there with the Sharpie. I left a lot of the footage on this one just so you could see how I was getting my measurements. Now, like I said earlier, it's not a perfect cube, so my squares are not actually squares, so the measurements had to be adjusted and stuff. So. And I'm not very good at measuring or things that have to be perfect and straight, so that's why they ended up being wonky and not quite right, but in the end you can't really tell too badly once they're all finished. I guess that's... I don't really know what else to say about it right now. So, as you've been seeing, for each side of the dice, I was just kind of dividing it in however many squares I needed for the number on that side. The number of the pips, or whatever those black dots are called. And yeah, I mean, there's no point in me giving you my measurements because I had to adjust them and they weren't quite right and whatever. But basically, you just want squares, and then you make an X through it, and that helps you find your center. And then I just kind of eyeballed through the empty tape roll for exactly where to put the dot. But I mean, if you wanted to make it perfect, I'm sure there are ways of making sure it's at the exact spot that you need it to be, but I wasn't going to be that precise. I mean, this is pretty precise for me. I mean, rulers and everything, and yeah, that. Excuse me, gee whiz. Yeah, the this project was it kind of hurt my brain a little bit because it's a little bit more than I'm used to. But yeah, I survived. Yeah. And so there's that part complete. My goodness, excuse me. I don't know if I'm ever going to be completely over this Hums cough thing. But at least my throat isn't sore anymore or anything like that. At least there's that. But gee whiz. So yeah. So I made 2 just like that. And so now I'm gonna put some, I'm covering the whole thing, and I'm only gonna show you the one side. There's still kind of a lot of footage just because I wanted to show you. So this is toilet paper, and well, you can see the roll. But anyway, and that's okay. So yeah, that's white school glue. Whenever I use this, I think of Neil Buchanan on Art Attack, a TV show that I love. I don't think it still airs, but anyway, excuse me. And he would always use what he called loo roll and PVA glue. So that's basically what this is. This is toilet paper and white school glue with a little bit of water in the glue just to make the glue go further and stuff. So yeah, so okay, so on over the dots, I did one layer, one ply, one what's it called? Yeah, one layer from the piece of toilet paper, and then all around it I put the sheet, not the two layers, as you can see me doing, and yeah, maybe I should remove a little bit more of this footage because it's kind of boring, and I don't really have much else to say about that process. But I made several layers, and sometimes it's like the whole piece of the whole square of the toilet paper, and sometimes it's just a little piece. And I don't, like, I can't specifically say I did like 5 layers or whatever. I just did it. I just kept putting pieces until I thought it looked like it was covered up and that it was good. And in my mind I was thinking, okay, if I run out of time to finish this, because there was a lot of drying time and everything, like it took about a week to make these things because of the drying time between, and I mean, I did use my heat gun. Normally on projects like this I just let it air dry overnight at the different stages, but because I was in a hurry, I tried to use my heat gun, and it did work, but it was still taking a long time and stuff. But anyway, point is, I don't even remember what I was saying or what my point was now, but yeah, I just put layers, so, oh, right, now I remember. Okay, so I was just keeping on putting layers in case I didn't end up having time for painting and letting it dry. but thankfully I did have enough time for painting it, which made it look better, and you'll see later on. But yeah, it's kind of a long process, but it's fun to do it. And yeah, if it weren't fun, I probably wouldn't do it. But it's fun to do projects like this, and I kind of like having themes to challenge myself with, but this theme in particular, like I said earlier, it was just so hard for me. I was very, very uninspired by the theme, and that's unusual for me. I usually have like a zillion ideas to choose from the ideas in my head and whatever. Like even when I mean, previous themes have been challenging as well, but I mostly because I didn't really know how to execute the ideas I had. For this theme, I didn't have any ideas at all. I was like, just what am I going to do? And for weeks and weeks, and then finally Franklin saved the day. And because I was starting to think, for many reasons, but yeah, I was starting to think that I wasn't going to, that I was going to have to cancel this year, but I'm glad I didn't. In the end, I'm glad that I actually did go. I did have a good time. But yeah, if it weren't for Franklin, I wouldn't have figured out the costume, and I probably wouldn't have done the costume at all, which is very unlike me, and would have made it a little bit less fun. In the end, I really did enjoy my costume and stuff. Yeah. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Mostly because I'm running out of stuff to say to kind of fill the empty space here in this voiceover. I suppose I could put music on where I don't have anything to say, but or I could just cut the clip early, do some more editing, but I want to put this up and stuff. You can see I'm having lighting issues again, but you can still see what I'm doing good enough, I think. So I think I'm pretty close to being done that side, and then I think, yeah, like once I'm done this side, I do the rest of both dice off camera. There, and so now it's drying, and they're both drying. And now I'm painting it, and you can see the difference with the painted one and the not painted one. And Soma wanted to help, and okay, and now I'm getting ready to paint the black dots, the pips, whatever you call them. And so I'm using that same empty roll of tape, and I'm using as you can see, old packaging. I don't even know what was in the package. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm using that because it's clear and I'll be able to see where I'm placing it. But I wasn't thinking that after I use it the first time, it's all full of black. So I wouldn't have needed to use that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's plastic, and so it's good. It makes a good stencil, more durable and stuff. So it was still okay that I used that. So yeah, basically I'm just making myself a stencil to make things a little bit easier on myself. And then I'm going to use the stencil to paint the pips, as you can see here. Now it looks, from this angle, it looks like I'm not placing it correctly, but I was. So yeah, I had painted the white part first and let it dry, and then I did the pips. And so I did the first one, and I don't remember how much of the footage I left in, but anyway, that's the basis of it. And yeah, I should have touched up the white after I was done, but I ran out of time and didn't do that. So there are a few black marks here and there, but oh well, that's okay. My black paint in that tube is old and it's kind of weird and stuff, but it's perfect for projects like this. That way I don't waste my good paint and stuff. But yeah, I mean it's not completely dried out, so it still works. So that's good to use. It's good to use it up. And here you can see the difference between the painted and the not painted pips. Okay, and then this project. So here I'm making, I had made my template for my what's that called? Scoring board, and then I scored a pile of like a whole two whole decks of cards worth, but I did not manage to finish this project, and so it was kind of a waste of time, but oh well. Yeah, so I made a bow tie for my costume, and then I ran out of ribbon, so I couldn't finish, and then Franklin went to the store and got me some more ribbon, but he couldn't find the exact same ribbon, and it wouldn't have looked right. And here I'm trying to figure out in which order I want to put them in. So this was going to be a garland / scarf thing, but like I said, I did not manage to complete it. And that I was experimenting with different ways of using the cards for like a flower or other shapes or whatever. And now here I'm working on my costume. There's gonna be I was a dealer at some kind of casino table, and you can see someone wanted to help. And I honestly didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was just kind of winging it and trying to figure it out. And Franklin was good and got that big piece of cardboard. It was a box that a mirror came in. And yeah, so now I'm trying to figure out how to make a big circle. for the piece that's already cut that I'm standing on top of, I had used a string and yeah, like this, a string and a pen to use as a sort of a compass type thing, but and so yeah, I'm doing that same thing here, but it's almost trying to be helpful, I guess. So anyway, yeah, so what's happening here is that the first piece I made was too small, especially in the front. And so I'm making another piece as per Franklin's advice. And once I finally got this piece cut out and like, yeah, when I got this far and yeah, I didn't realize that I wasn't in frame here and stuff. But once I got there, Franklin stepped in and helped me to finish the main structure. So yeah. And the inspiration for this costume came from Pinterest as well. But yeah, Franklin was really good. He worked for like a couple of days to help me to make this. And we were like down to the wire too. I mean, we were working on it until the last minute.
Yeah.
And the sad thing about it is that I don't even have a picture to show you of me in full costume. Hopefully when they put up the gallery, there will be a photo of me in the full thing. But I do, later on in this video, I do have some photos of how I was dressed for day one, until it was time for the parade. And yeah, so then it was neat. It was like a two-part costume in a way, because it was simpler. Because I mean, there's no way that I could have worn the table, because I couldn't have sat at my table, and I couldn't have used the toilet and stuff like that. I couldn't have gone shopping and things like that. Not easily anyway, if I had been wearing the whole thing all along. But anyway, yeah, but yeah, I got lots of good praise, good feedback on the main outfit and then the full garb after. So Franklin is displaying it, is showing it there because he was testing to make sure that it was going to be sturdy enough and everything. Okay, and now I'm working on a mixed media piece for the contest they had, and I just couldn't get the background to I just wasn't happy with the background is what I'm trying to say. And like seeing these pictures now, I wish I had left it at different stages. Like here would have been good if I had just left it like that or something. But anyway, so yeah, I wanted to avoid bringing paints with me there. So I did the parts that would need paint of my piece, and then I worked on it there. To finish it, but yeah, I didn't win. I didn't win anything of the possible things I could have, but that's okay because that's not what I go for. That was the dealer's cap visor, and okay, so that crown. I made that crown and wore that all day, both days, except when I switched it out for the visor, for the actual full costume. Okay, and here we are at the venue where we're at ScrapFest. That was my table, or at least that's where I had set up, and then when later on when other people at my table arrived, they wanted that spot, and I was really happy to get the spot I ended up with, and so I was happy to move. One of the games, it was really tough to figure it out. And here I am working on my mixed media piece again on day one. And this is my new spot at the table. I ended up sitting with people that I enjoyed. That cookie, the workshop cookie, is it was supposed to be in the goodie bag, but they didn't want it to break because they break easily, so they went around and gave them to people. I have a lot of photos and video clips that I wish I could share, but it's impossible to get all those people's permission to post that on YouTube, so I can't do it. So I'm sharing what I can. Hopefully this picture's okay to share, because nobody's actually looking at us and stuff. Look who showed up! And here you can see me with Elvis. This is how I looked on day one. Yeah, so that's the main outfit. And then you put the table and switch out this crown for the visor. And then that's my day two look there in the Queen. So just normal clothes, and then just wore the crown. Just sharing some of the pretty decor they had around on tables and on walls and stuff. Some of it was pretty neat. This is the card that I made for the ScrapFest team. I do this every time I go, and I write them a little letter, and then yeah, this was inside the card. Okay, so I went to ScrapFest again, and of course my camera's battery is flashing at me, so it's gonna run out any time now, but we'll see how far I get before I have to change it. So here's the show and tell portion of my video. Actually, the goodie bag was good this year. It's an actual tote, and it's fairly big. And it's yeah, it's nice. It's nice and strong and sturdy. So that'll be handy. So the bag itself is a gift this year. We got this magazine, which is usually included. Looks like there's some good stuff. I haven't read it yet, but I intend to. Looks like there's some good things in there. Good ideas and inspiration and good stuff to read. I haven't gotten into the whole planner thing yet, but I intend. I keep thinking I probably should at least give it a try, but the planner itself and the inserts and everything is so expensive. Well, now I don't have any excuses. I can give it a try now. Now, I don't particularly like gold. I do like polka dots. there are polka dots on the inside. Anyway, but this is a very generous gift. I mean, yeah, it's generous, and I can find a way to cover that up, and I'll probably have fun doing it too. So, but yeah, the binder and the inserts got some chipboard family memories words. Some pretty ribbon. I love this polka dot one, even though it's got green in it. No, that one is very pretty. I like that a lot. And this one's a very nice red color, so I like that a lot too. And the stickers, Heidi Swap stickers. Love this. I love us. Has my heart. And this is from House of Scraps, so that's my friend. My friend has that store, and it's so hearts and X's and O's. Fall time favorite. Oh, that's cool. All-time favorite, but it's fall too. Yeah, that's cool. And I love silver. So this is a very cool package. I don't know if I was in frame for any of that, but anyway, so yeah, it's very cool. I love this. A bookmark from Nina Brooke, paper crafting. So a bookmark inside the paper pack that has some so this is my favorite sheet in the whole thing, and that's kind of pretty too. But this, I absolutely love this sheet. I would love to have like a whole pad of just different papers that look kind of like that. So yeah, and then it repeats. But it's double-sided, and it's got some good stuff in there. Pretty butterflies. It's already falling apart. And we got these. At first, I wasn't sure what they were. It threw me off because they're black. I've never seen black ones before. I've only ever seen white pop dots, but I'm pretty sure that's what they are. So this is cool. We got this very cool container. Jenny, what's her channel name again? Jennifer Mowen or something like that. Anyway, I'll try to remember to link her video for that. She sorts her sticker collection in these things. And so this is very cool. I'm very happy to have this. And there are a couple of coupons in here. I didn't use them, but so yeah, there were a couple of coupons. And I think that's kind of a neat thing. So yeah, this from Alton New. I love this company. I love their stamps. And so, one of a kind. So this is cool. Okay, so that's what was in the goodie bag, which is I thought was very generous and pretty cool. So here's the first make and take I did, which I think not the first one. They're in the wrong order, but anyway, this is one of the make and takes I did, and I absolutely love it. That bird is absolutely adorable. Tweet, tweet.
So yeah, this is a little bird told me it's your birthday. And it actually was several people's birthday that day. So that was kind of neat. So yeah, so a nice card. And then I messed this one up. I'll try to find a picture of the sample they had. I don't have a good picture, but I'll try to put it up. Anyway, I messed it up because I die cut it upside down. Okay, so I had made it almost all the way through my show and tell before the battery died. Okay, so this is... So as I was saying, I messed this one up. So it goes something like that. It says thinking of you if I had put it on correctly. So it goes something like this. But the deer and the bunny are adorable. So yeah, it was supposed to look something along those lines. But yeah, I can color it or something. So yeah, I messed it up and so I just took it to my table and figured I could fix it later. Now for this one, I was waiting for my turn to do this one, and this lady came by and she said, we're gonna do some Zumba for 5 minutes. It's only 5 minutes. And I was thinking, aw, I've always been curious about Zumba, and I wonder if you can see me if I sit here. Probably not. But anyway, so hi. So yeah, so she said she was going to do some Zumba for anybody who wanted to join in, and it was only going to be 5 minutes. And I've always been curious about Zumba and if I would enjoy it or not. And but because of my toe still not fully recovered, I couldn't really do it as intensely as they were doing. But I did have fun with it, and I did the best I could. I couldn't do the heel-toe tapping stuff, but I could do most of the rest of it. So yeah, it was fun. I did some Zumba for 5 minutes, sort of. That was cool. I hope they'll do that again. So anyway, because of the Zumba thing, I missed my turn to do this, but then I did it right after the lady that took my turn. But anyway, so this was kind of a fun card to make, and it says "You are my hero," just in case you can't read that very good. That little stamp with the 2 stars on it was cool. And this was a stencil, and we used some kind of distress ink or something. And anyway, and then she gave away a set of the stamps that this came from, but I didn't win it. But that's okay. Kind of cute. So anyway, that was that card, and that's from Craftin' Kimmy Stamps. So did that one. And excuse me, still got that annoying cough, but at least the rest of the flu, cold, whatever it was, is gone now. I thought this was very clever. This was another make and take, and it's paint chips. They cut the egg shape. I would love to have this cutting die, but anyway, they cut the egg shapes out of paint chips. I thought that was very clever. And then they made it into a flower-like thing, which I thought was cool. And this is pop dotted. This is not pop dotted. What am I saying? It's embossed. I would really like to have a simple polka dot embossing folder like that. I should have looked for one when I was there, but I guess I didn't think of it. I should make myself a list when I go to ScrapFest. This was my prize. This and a cupcake was my prize for dressing up and table decor. And I think they are gorgeous. My goodness. They are beautiful. This was my one purchase for the whole weekend. Because I've been seeing people use these things and I've been curious to see if they actually work. Because I have a lot of really intricate dies that, I mean, I spend long time trying to get the stuff. And a friend of mine said she has one and that it works great, and she suggested that you use it with a soft surface, like a mouse pad, for example. And if you do that, then it'll work really great. So hopefully that's true. Found some stickers and rub-ons from the exchange table, and a tag. They were just going to donate these things, some pretty die cuts, a watering can and some flowers. And mostly I wanted these for the pattern for the gingerbread men. And then found these. I'm not sure what they are exactly, but they're kind of adorable and I couldn't leave them there. Anyway, they were going to just donate whatever was left on the table. And so I went and looked and got a few things. Oh, these are patterns I made for myself for oh yeah, I wanted to show you that too. I'll show you my art journal entries in a minute. So yeah, I made those patterns for myself for that. And so I've got these, A Moment in Time, Magical Moment. Someone's interested in the show and tell, apparently. Hear My Song and Hear My Heart. Love Everyone Around You. So I've got those pieces. And these adorable, I don't think there's, I'm not sure what these are. I don't think they're stickers, but they're adorable. Christmas elves. And some very pretty alpha stickers and adorable fellers in them. And denim. This is kind of cool. and I only salvaged a couple of pieces of scrapbooking paper, because this has that paper I just love. Wood grain, wood pallets, or wood whatever's. Wood planks. And it's a nice red and stuff. So, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so on day one I worked mostly on finishing this. Did the girl, made the words and the things. I just wasn't happy with the background and stuff. There were some really amazing pieces, but it's not possible for me to get permission from all the people. So I can't show you, but there were some really amazing submissions for this contest, the mixed media contest. Yeah, I didn't win, but it doesn't matter because anyway. So yes, this is what I worked on most for a good part of day one, Friday the 12th. Was it the 12th? Yes. Friday, April 12th. And so yeah, just in case you probably can't read it, so it says, just daydreaming, taking a break from life's chaos. And this one says peace. So that took a good part of the day. And then I submitted it, and then there was some really cool table scatter and confetti stuff, so I confiscated some of it and put it there. Did some journaling, and then that's what the patterns I was showing you earlier were for, and so I did this with that. So this one is Neocolor 2 water-soluble crayons, and this is colored Prismacolor pencils, and this is Sharpie marker, and the background is just outlined with normal black pen. And then on day two I didn't do much. Day two I didn't feel well. Had a headache and all kinds of other things, but then eventually I finally started feeling better, and I did make it through to the end of the event. So day one was excuse me, day one was from 9 until midnight, but the doors opened at 8 for registration and everything. But anyway, and then day two was from 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. And I made it through both days, and stuff. So anyway, these shapes, I just kept picturing a mermaid, and so I did that, and then I saw a fish in the spade. And so I did that, and then later on I did this one too, with not using all of them, just the spade and the heart. And you probably can't really see it because it's just pencil. There, that's better. And that was it. So I didn't do a whole lot this round, but that's my show and tell portion. Now for editing. Right, one more thing. When we were all packing up for, the event was over and we were all packing up, I asked if I could borrow this one, the Queen of Hearts, for the photo that I'm going to put up. And they said, well, we're just going to throw them in the garbage. If you want to take them, you can have them. And so I took them. So there's the King, the Queen, the Ace, and the Joker. I had seen this idea on Pinterest and I wanted to do it, but I ran out of time and just wasn't feeling well enough to do it. And so when I saw that somebody had done it, it was cool. And like I said, I wanted to borrow this one, and they said I could have them, so I took them home.